Driverless cars. Cars that use a combination of sensors, cameras, radar and artificial intelligence will apparently be on the roads this time next year. So basically, a robot in control. So you can sit back and let it get on with things. This springs to mind. An innocent young 7-year-old boy playing chess against a robot which thought he moved too soon, so it promptly grabbed his finger and would not let go. The robot had to be prized off with force, but not before breaking the poor boy's finger. It would almost be funny if it didn't have such bad results. This poor lad is probably traumatised for life now. Can you imagine that sort of mindset on a road? It's worse than road rage. It's like politically correct automatic driving rage. And who's going to be able to afford this so-called luxury in any case? Presumably we'll all need to buy a new car, and it will of course be electric because that's what they're pushing on us. Cars, coaches and lorries with self-driving features which will include automatic lane and speed control will be foisted onto the British public. You'll be allowed to drive on motorways and eventually some A roads in these things. And here's the best bit. Whilst in self-drive mode, the person behind the wheel will be classed as a user in charge and would not legally be held responsible for accidents, careless driving or running red lights. What? You mean a bit like those injured by the COVID vaccine? Victims having to fight for compensation as the manufacturers are absolved of all responsibilities if something goes wrong. And how does that work with car insurance? I don't suppose you'll need it if you won't be held to account under those terms. This also paves the way for journey tracking because of course, they will know when and where you are going. Paper mile because the roads you are on are obviously tracked, and automatic speed control by the powers that be, which could potentially be initiated. In fact, someone could literally take control of your vehicle and drive you somewhere else. And the person behind this planned rollout? The same smart guy who is spearheading the death trap smart motorways, Grant Shapps, who should really be concentrating on sorting those out and this current transport chaos that we find ourselves in. But he probably won't be in the job by that time, or the time this is planned to come to fruition next year, because he's backing Rishi Sunak. Now, whilst I'm all for progress, at what cost? Yes, on some things I probably trust machines more to carry out the task than humans. But here's the thing. Robots lack compassion and empathy. So do we really want to go down this road? Stephen Hawking famously said, "I fear that AI may replace humans altogether. If people design computer viruses, someone will design AI that improves and replicates itself. This will be a new form of life that outperforms humans." He went on to warn, "It will either be the best thing that's ever happened to us, or it'll be the worst thing. And if we're not careful, it may well be the last thing." So would you be happy sharing the road with a driverless car?